I tell you what, excited to get back into ACC play. Great opportunity for us to go on the road against a really talented, well-coached North Carolina team. Anytime that you be part of this rivalry, you feel fortunate. Our group has done a good job throughout the week as far as preparing. Again, do a really nice job as far as shifts and motions. They got a physical run game, and then what they do is they try to take advantage of your coverages with their pass game. So a big challenge this week. Excited for us for the opportunity to go on the road.
Your players have said as this season's gone along, they've gotten more comfortable playing together since everybody was coming from different places. Have you noticed that, and where have you seen the communication grow as the season's gone along?
Yeah, I think that communication, like any organization or any family, you know what, the longer that you're together, the better that you get as far as the verbal and nonverbal communication. It's the same thing that we see with our defense is every day when guys work together, when they get an opportunity to practice together and then ultimately play together, what you do is you see the communication is cleaner. And again, what you do is I think you also see comfort knowing that, again, all right, you know what, my teammate knows exactly what he's going to do.
Did you anticipate that being the case with how many transfers you guys had brought in?
That's the challenge every year. And I transfer, undergrad, traditional high school recruiting. Anytime that you're putting a defense together, that's the new challenge, is because you always have new pieces. And so that's the fun part of it. And it never gets old as far as making sure that we're communicating. We're learning things every week as far as, okay, got it. Like, hey, was this signal the right signal? Hey, that call, maybe it's sounds too similar. We had to actually change a call early in this week where it rhymed. So I tell you what, if it rhymes, you can't have two words that rhyme. You're just asking for us to mess it up. And so one of the guys, James brings up, like, nope, coach, it sounds too similar, and we end up having to change that. So communication, it's so important for any good organization.
Mitchell Milton keeps getting better and better. As a guy who has a national championship on his resume, now we're approaching the second half of the season. How do you want to challenge him both as a leader and as a football player?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if we need to necessarily challenge him as more as just, he's got to continue to take his own ownership of the process, like we all do, is we get into October, and you get to later in October, and you've done a few practices, you've done a few walkthrough reps, as far as challenging him just the details, and to stay engaged just like it's day one of fall camp.
Absolutely, and then in terms of pass defense, you guys have had some key picks, also given up some key plays. What's the message to those guys?
Win with the ball in the air. When the ball's in the air, we've got to go compete. We've got to finish with our DBs on the body of receivers. And then again, when it's a contested ball, it needs to be a PBU, or like you mentioned, we got to be able to find a way to get some interceptions.
You talk
How
about
much
learning.
of a difference has Cam made to the overall scheme?
Yeah, I mean, lad made a bunch of plays, and it's fun when, you can call something and maybe you're not in perfect position or you have a great call, and you have some erasers, and that's what he is. He's a natural eraser because he plays hard and he plays with an urgency, and he wants to make every play, and frankly, so goodness, good players make great plays, and he's made a bunch of them.
You said about learning more about this team. What have you learned about the interior defensive linemen over the course of the last few games, and just with them going on the edge, they're going after more one-on-one battles? What kind of stood out about that group?
Yeah, it's the blessing is that we have a really good depth. A bunch of guys are playing, and I think that you have an opportunity, and you just get a platoon, and you got to throw a new guy in against a guard that might be playing 65 or 70 snaps, and the guy across from him, he doesn't have to play that many. And they're also anxious to get in there, so they're amped up and ready to go, and there's some change-ups and some different style of pitches that we throw at those offensive linemen, which has been really valuable at.
How much growth have you seen from Jason Hammond?
Goodness, you look at Jason as far as just from his time when he was here as a freshman. I know there was days, and that's for all the freshmen that are going through it even right now. It's like they're just trying to survive getting through practice. And now to see him as a leader, someone that's vocal, someone that can, get our game executed, somebody that does a great job as far as the communication piece, and then also his body, taking advantage of the resources, doing a great job with strength and conditioning, taking advantage of nutrition, and he plays like that, and you can see it each and every week.
Looks like Carolina had a breakthrough receiver last week. How much of a difference did that make in their passing game?
Yeah, they were efficient. They did a really nice job as far as winning contested one-on-ones, and Cal threw a bunch of different coverages at them, and the quarterback did a great job of handling it. So it's you can tell they came off a bye. They said, hey, yep, this is who we are. This is our identity, and they played really really good ball, having to go on the road and travel across country.
I did want to ask you real briefly about the ending to the Wazoo game last week. To watch your unit, get that win with the safety of all plays. What was your emotions after that win?
Yeah, I think it was the fans in Scott Stadium. I wish we could. The defense yesterday had to make some plays, but goodness, I mean, it got loud right there. And what happened was it was false start after false start after false start, and it created an energy for the defense. And so, anytime that you can have that extra defender, which are our fans, gives you a great opportunity to play good defense and bring great energy. And in that fourth quarter, the fans made the difference and gave us an opportunity to, find a way to get 2 points.
Have you seen kind of the confidence in your players kind of increase week to week as you guys put together more big plays like that?
Yep, confidence is in the preparation. And so I think that, just like this week, our guys, they'll be confident on Saturday if they prepare like they have in the previous weeks.
Another key moment in that Washington State game was that whole fair catch debacle. The officials got it right, but also James Jackson was right there saying, hey, the guy who called fair catch didn't catch the ball and return it. How have you seen James Jackson evolve as a hyper-intelligent defender?
Yep, James, and again, haven't been in the system for a long time, naturally a gifted athlete, and then, a young man that, in the Commerce School here, he's a guy that, he can get us lined up. He wants to make the checks, but you see it in practice. He's the first one that's going to get fired up if we don't get it right. And when you have guys like that, men like that in your organization, you got a chance to be really successful.
When Washington State was backed up on the goal line, were you thinking it was a great spot to be aggressive? You brought Cam on that last play, and I think Brevard too off the other side.
Yeah, I think Cam was probably going to blitz regardless, so I might have well brought him. He wanted to go make a play, so you know what? And we actually came. He came to the sideline during that timeout, and he's like, Rud. And he's like, you need to blitz me. Okay. And then all of a sudden they changed personnel groupings, and we matched sub, and he was going to blitz regardless, so we might as well have brought him. So we brought him.
So was it actually a blitz?
It was a blitz.
Okay.
It was a blitz. Yeah, it was. So.